Welcome to MMA on the Rocks. My name is Bill Welker. You are listening to episode 1 of a new sub-series we're calling Picks on the Rocks because the MMA on the Rocks content train just keeps rolling. So we're going to start doing fight picks. They're not going to be made by me, but they're going to be made by my colleague here who decided he wanted to make some MMA picks, and we're going to start with this card, UFC Fight Night or UFC Vegas 80, UFC Fight Night, whatever it is, 200 something, 229. Let me introduce all the way from the other side of the highway here in Clearwater, Matt, the Fight Mechanic Temple.
What's up, Bill?
What's going on, Matt?
Not much. Fighting alligators over here. Got alligators outside.
You do still have that big alligator in your
we have
backyard?
several. We have several.
Oh, it used to just be one.
Well, it's one, and then they come and they'll like capture the big one, and like the small ones come and kind of do a territory war for a couple of years, and then they'll pull the big one out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So is it that the original one that was there when you moved in is not there anymore?
No, we're on like the third, I don't know what you call it, generation of killer dinosaur.
So where do they come from?
A female alligator, Bill.
Yeah, I know, but they keep taking the big ones out.
I don't know. I'm a mechanic. I'm not a biologist.
Oh, okay. Well, you're not an MMA handicapper either, but
no, but I think being a mechanic uniquely qualifies me to make some fight picks that people will take their good money and bet with.
Sure, if you can.
I won't be betting. I'm in Florida.
If you can fix a car, you can pick a fight, I guess.
Yeah, easy.
So what we're gonna do? Are we doing the main card, or you got picks for the whole thing?
This one I have one prelim, 2 main card.
Okay, so you're just giving 3 picks.
3 picks,
and it's parlay. A parlay.
This parlay, $10 would make you $207 on DraftKings.
Okay, if you bet how much?
$10.
$10. All right, $10 wins you 207. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
All right.
The other way I had it was $10 pays 51. That's not fun enough. So we're gonna, add some more underdogs to this.
Turn your mic down just a touch. Okay. So do you want to start from the bottom of the card and work your way up on?
I'm going to start with the prelim fight, and that's Montana De La Rosa against JJ Aldrich.
Mm-hmm.
JJ's a plus 125 favorite. It's a short notice fight for her. It's also a quick turnaround from her knockout win in August, and I'm gonna take that.
So you're taking the favorite in this in JJ Aldrich.
Is it the favorite?
Or didn't you say she was no? So she's a plus 125 underdog.
Plus 125 underdog.
Okay. And what's next?
Well, do you want to talk about that, or you want to run through all of them?
Well, let me look at this. So Montana's coming off of back-to-back losses, but they are against Tatiana Suarez and Macy Barber. So that's pretty tough competition. And you said this is last minute for Aldrich?
I'm not sure how last minute, but I know Montana did have a dropout. I don't know when.
Okay.
But it can't be that planned because she just won in August.
Yeah, so I guess she just kind of stayed in shape.
I can't remember the fight specifically, but I think that was the one overseas where Korean Zombie retired.
Yes, that is it. It was against Na Liang. Before that, she had back-to-back losses, did Aldrich, against Ariane Lipsky and Erin Blanchfield. So, I mean, both of them facing losses against top competition. Aldrich does have a win over Jillian Robertson. All right, plus 125. I mean, when we're talking parlays, this is a risky card for parlays because there's so many pick'em fights. I don't know what the odds are, but just looking up and down this card, it's like the theme seems to be explosive, unpredictable fighter against a more well-rounded fighter. So what's
Yes.
what's next up on the
Next
pick?
one is the explosive fighter and Joaquin Buckley against Alex Morano.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Morano probably the more well-rounded guy here, but Buckley has the explosive power. So who's the underdog and who are you picking?
the underdog is Morano at a plus 145, and I will be taking Morano.
Okay. I'm not mad at that pick because Morano's got a lot of experience. He's been in the UFC a long time.
Yes.
A lot of people seem to forget he's been in the UFC since 2016.
And I think that experience will outlast Buckley's early onslaught that he likes to give.
Yeah, I mean, he's got damn near 20 fights in the UFC. Um, let's see. He's coming
And
off a submission win over Tim Means.
I think Buckley's just switched back to welterweight. He might have already had his first fight back, though.
Well, his last fight was against Andre Fiallo, who is welterweight. So, yeah, I guess this, and before that, he fought Chris Curtis and lost. And Chris Curtis is middleweight, I believe. So, yeah, second fight in a row at welterweight. Yeah, I mean, it's a risky pick to put into a parlay just because Buckley has that X factor of the power. You know, there's not anybody at 170 pounds who could take a clean shot from him, I don't think. But you know, Morano's got experience on his side. He's definitely more well-rounded. Yeah, I would think he would take this one by submission or by decision. Okay. So, I mean, looking up and down this card again, there's there's not a whole lot of easy picks to go with. I mean, these are a lot of really evenly matched fights.
Well, wait till you see my last one.
Give me the last one.
The last one is in the Drew Dober versus Rick Glenn fight.
Okay.
Drew Dober's a minus 455 favorite. He's fighting some guy named Ricky Glenn. I don't know who he is, but I'm going to pick him.
Okay.
I did a little research today. He actually, I think, has fought Morano to a draw a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how the hell he's going to do it because I couldn't pick him out of a lineup, but it's a parlay, and we're not trying to make $51 here. We're trying to make 207.
Okay, so you're just kind of playing the numbers here.
Yeah, well, I had to. I was going to pick Dober. I wanted to bring him up. You know, he just fought for Vola.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, Ricky Glenn has been in the UFC about as long as Morano. He's been around since 2016 as well. Hasn't been as active. He's had, you know, just a handful of fights in 2018 and then didn't fight from 2018 to 2021. His comeback fight was a win over Joaquin Silva. Went to a draw with Grant Dawson, who's in the main event, and just had a loss in April to Christos Giagos by knockout. Drew Dober did suffer his first knockout loss in the UFC to our buddy Matt the Steamroller Favola. So it'll be interesting. I don't feel like it was that long ago, so it will be interesting to see how he's going to bounce back from that. You know, he's 34 now, and it's like once you have a knockout like that. All right, so that was in May. I would like to see, after a bad knockout, I typically like to see 6 months off in between fights. So
drinking there. Water.
It's just water. I'm dry right now because I was hitting it a little too hard over the summer. So I'm not doing Sober October. It's more like sober September 20th to October 18th or 19th. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if it's going to be a full month.
So I've been inspired by your cocktail videos, and I decided to make one myself for tonight. It is a Eagle Rare and Coke Zero.
Oh man, you just pissed off a bunch of people.
I'm kidding. It's Buffalo Trace.
Okay, that's a little more acceptable.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind mixing Eagle Rare if it was still as easy to find and was still like $35 a bottle, like it should be, but it's a little hard to come by. Um, you you noticed my shiner I've got here.
Oh, I was hoping just let it go. Just not say
Just
anything.
just not say, all right, well, we could just leave it at that.
Yeah, we can get comments on what people think happened.
Yeah, you know what? I blame Chris Lytle because
Yeah.
if you guys haven't heard the interview with Chris Lytle that I did on Sunday, go back and listen to that episode. But we were talking about training and things like that. And he said, yeah, if you're training regularly, you should get black eyes. So, of course, the next time I get on the mat after that, here's a black eye. So, thanks, Chris.
What'd you do? Pay a white belt $10? Hey, I got a podcast tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I need something to talk about. No, it wasn't even anything bad. I just got kind of poked. So I guess maybe my skin is just sensitive now.
No, you're getting
I
old. Take
yeah,
your iron.
I bruise easier. Yeah. Maybe or
Yeah,
maybe it's not drinking. You know,
it's a good excuse.
I feel like the alcohol helps with a lot of things. Like I never really got COVID too bad. I kind of attribute that to like embalming my body with bourbon. All right, so we're looking at a 3-fight parlay here. JJ Aldrich,
Alex
Alex
Morano.
Morano, and Ricky Glenn.
Rick Glenn. I'm calling him Rick Glenn. I don't know how
Oh,
I got Rick, but he's Rick to me.
okay, so Rick Glenn. I hope you still get the parlay payout by picking that name.
Oh, I'm not betting on this.
This is great. All right. So what made you steer away from the main event?
Huh. I don't know. I just I guess I could have picked Bobby Green instead of this Ricky Glenn,
Yeah.
but uh, I don't know. It wasn't as fun to me.
Is Bobby Green the underdog?
Yes, he's a considerable underdog. I have it here. He is he's a plus 320.
Wow. And okay. I mean, I can see it. Grant Dawson has got some serious grappling skills. And I mean, we saw what Makhachev did to Bobby Green, but that was on what, a few days' notice. Bobby Green
Yeah.
has really good takedown defense, especially because of the way he holds his hands so low, throws strikes from weird angles, but having his hands low actually helps him get underhooks when people shoot on takedowns. However, Grant Dawson outgrappled the Olympic medalist Marco Madsen. Yeah. I mean, he's going to have to avoid the hands of Bobby Green for 5 rounds, though. So at plus, what did you say it was? Plus 325?
325.
Man.
And Dawson is a minus 410.
I might have thrown that one into the parlay instead of. Yeah, I don't know if I'm taking Ricky Glenn over Drew Dober.
Hey, you got to go big if you want to make some money.
But isn't Bobby Green a bigger underdog?
No.
How much of an underdog is Rick Glenn?
350. Oh, it's just 25. Yeah, I should have went that way. Oh well.
Well, how much of an underdog is Alex Morano?
145.
Maybe I would take Bobby Green over Morano then. Because
I don't know, that the Morano pick was the first pick I made. The rest of them I struggled with.
If you're just playing the numbers, you got to think the odds you're getting on Bobby Green and the opportunity for him to end it with one shot is there.
Okay, Okay, we'll just have
Although,
to see how it pans out.
yeah, I guess so. Grant Dawson has been TKO'd before by Hugh Pulley in Cage Side Promotions in Kansas City. Hugh Pulley, who was training out of Gracie Tampa South for a while. I'm not sure if he's still with them or not.
I didn't even see that fight.
Well, that was Grant Dawson's only TKO loss. That was in April 2016. That's when Rick Glenn and Alex Morano were just making their debuts in the UFC. Okay, so I'm not mad at this parlay. So this is the new format, little quick episodes towards the end of the week where we're going to give you some picks for the upcoming fight card. And I guess let us know what you think of this format. Should we continue with it? Should we expand on it? Should I have two black eyes next time? What?
Or kick Matt off. Next time I promise not to be looking all over the place. I'm having a hard time looking between you and the camera.
It's your first time.
I have like a gaming setup, so I have double monitors. So it's like I can look all the way from here to here for monitors.
I hope this parlay hits and then nothing else ever hits. And they're like, oh man, we listened to that gaming guy. We didn't listen to that gaming guy the first time. And then people just like bet their life savings on everything you say because this parlay happens to hit.
Yeah, this could get fun once we got some really cool pay-per-views coming up, and there could be some fun stuff on those.
Yeah. All right. Well, we gave it a shot. Anything else you want to get off your chest? Is there any news?
There's some news I was just reading before we went live with about Colby saying he's going to retire if he loses. I don't know if it's 100% what he said, but
it sounds like a WWE gimmick.
Oh, there is some news. Dick Butkus died. I don't know if you know Dick Butkus. Yes, 88 years old or 80 years old.
Oh man, I thought he would have been older, and I kind of thought he was already dead.
Trivia question: what position did he play?
I know he was a coach.
Yes.
I'm gonna say he played some sort of defensive position.
I hope you're right because I have no idea.
Oh well, why do we?
I think he was a linebacker. So
I was gonna say linebacker. I don't know.
Big white dude.
But he was a coach, right?
Yeah, he was a coach, and a huge star in the NFL a long time ago.
Was he a Philadelphia Eagles?
I don't know.
I want to say it was a Philadelphia team. The only thing I know about him is that Rocky Balboa's dog was named after him.
Yeah, the only reason I know is because the Daily Wire likes to give notifications of silly off stuff like this. I don't know. There's news that came to me after jiu-jitsu class. Dick Butkus had died.
Well, I remember Rocky Balboa's dog's name was Butkus. So I want to say that he had some affiliation with Philadelphia. In any case.
Or he just kissed his butt a lot because my dog does that.
Yeah, it could be. That could be. I mean, we'll have to Google the etymology there. In any case, I guess this wraps up the first episode of Picks on the Rocks. Title pending.
Yeah, we're going to come up with a better one.
But that's what it's going to be until we do. So I guess we'll be doing this on Thursdays going forward.
Thursdays works.
We'll try and get you guys some picks. And that's it. I mean, you guys know everything else. You know where to get the merchandise and all that. I don't need to play that every time. So I guess until Sunday, thank you, Matt the Mechanic. Glad to have you here.
Thank you, Bill.
To everyone else, cheers, everybody. Goodbye.